Hello, welcome to SobelCo Insights. In this session, we will be discussing our day of service. Hi, my name is Brad Muniz. I'm the partner in charge of the insurance practice at SobelCo. With me today are our 2022 Summer Interns. So, Tim, what is a day of service?
So the day of service is a way for SobelCo to give back to the community. So what the company will do is they'll pick one of the nonprofits that they work with, and the interns will raise money throughout their internship towards whatever nonprofit was selected. Then that money is used to get supplies for the day of service, where the company will go out together and help do tasks such as, it could be painting walls, digging holes, anything to help the nonprofit.
So you say it's one of our nonprofit clients. Which location, which client was picked this year?
So this year we chose the Red Mill Museum Village in Clinton, New Jersey. So they are a nonprofit museum whose mission is to preserve, maintain, and protect the surrounding area. So we personally had a tour of the area a couple months ago, and it's definitely a focal point of Clinton. It's a very beautiful area, and I'm very excited for it this year.
You saw a nice, beautiful landscape that we're going to be going there cleaning and working on, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Alexis, how was the Red Mill picked, and what are we doing to prepare for our work there?
So the Red Mill was picked by Emily, who's the HR manager, and Kristen, who is the senior manager in our nonprofit and social services practice. And the Red Mill is a client of SobelCo, so we got to witness firsthand how COVID affected them and their volunteers. And since they lost a lot of volunteers, we're going to go help them in the property and stuff like that.
So I guess that's something that's been going on since the pandemic, is people losing volunteers and people not being able to get around. I mean, we have a horde of people. We have 100 and something people, almost 200 people going at one time and just descending on the place. I imagine that you've tried to get them ready for this. And I'm sure that they're going to be sweating and saying, who are all these people? I don't know how we're going to have parking, but that's besides the point. That's going to be the fun of it all, okay? And now, so I think that Kristen actually works with them as a client also, right?
Yes, she does.
So she's been intimately familiar with them, and that's how we usually see some of these places. So now, one of the things that you had brought up, Tim, was about raising money, and that's never easy to do, and it's always a struggle every year to do fundraising and trying to get people encouraged to do it. And Claudia, what has your group been doing this year? Because what I hear, by the way, I hear that this group is the most successful ever. You've reached their goal before any other group has. You've reached your goal before the end, and that's by far before any other group has. We've had people at the end just trying to raise up money on the last day, and you have a week to go, and you reach your goal. So what did you do for this? And I'm giving you all the credit, by the way, not them.
We had to take into account that a lot of people are remote, and so we kind of mixed up the events to be half remote and some in person. So one in-person event we had was the barbecue in LinkedIn event. So we served hot dogs and hamburgers, so that got people to come out. And we also took photos of people to update their LinkedIn profiles. And we also held a Kahoot game for those remote workers, so that they can also get an insight of the Red Mill and learn more about it. And then we also had a raffle and then a coin jar war. So basically we picked 6 partners, and then from those 6 partners, the 3 people who had the least amount of money raised get pied, and then the winner gets the best partner sign.
I'm on the low end right now. Okay? Now, I don't know if this video is going to go out before the event, because I need more money raised in my name, and I'm asking the people out there now to raise money, and they can still raise money afterwards too. But no, but that's great. I mean, you did do a lot of different things that they've done in the past. You went with the LinkedIn concept. I wasn't a big fan of that because I like my skinnier picture on LinkedIn, so I was trying to keep that. You were trying to force me. No, update. You were 4 years old there. But you really have tried to come up with some different concepts of ways to pull money. It used to be people just like kind of walking around, shaking the bank, or shaking the hat. Can you put money in? Can you put money in? And people were getting annoyed with it. But you really tried different things, especially the Kahoot the other day. It was a little bit tough because you had to study up on the red mill. I didn't know it was a test, but it was a great job. So planning for this has got to be difficult. I mean, you guys are going for accounting, right? You're the summer interns here. You probably had accounting classes. You probably had your auditing class. But I bet there's a couple classes that you haven't had. You haven't had a fundraising class. You haven't had a let's go select a nonprofit and go to see what we're going to do. And in the past, the interns used to pick the nonprofit too, and that was even more grueling. And you haven't had a class on preparing for a day of service. So how has the planning for this been going, Riley?
So planning for the day of service has pretty much been something I've never experienced or gone through before. Although challenging, it will be super rewarding to see like everyone we work with every day come together to help like this historical landmark that like needs some help because of like obviously what we've been talking about with COVID. But we have to we've coordinated with the Red Mill to clarify what projects need help and basically what the day's gonna look like and how we're gonna coordinate getting those projects done come the morning of. On the morning of the day of service, we're gonna meet there around 9:30 for a 10 o'clock start. And then we're gonna be splitting the SobelCo employees into 10 groups, and the volunteers from the Red Mill are actually gonna be leading those groups on the projects that require attention. And breakfast and lunch will be provided, and hopefully we'll be out of there between 3:30 and 4.
So we've broken up into 10 groups, and is there like a real easy project? Can you give me any insight as to a real easy project, like fluffing pillows or just hanging out inside in the air conditioning? And who's leading that, and how can I get on that group?
I don't know if I can disclose that information, Brad.
That's fair. That's fair. I got $5 on me. But no, that is fair because we want everybody to share in the responsibilities in helping the organization. Sometimes you work in an easier task than some of the others, and there's some people that work here that are just like, I want to do everything and all the hardest thing, I want to sweat, and it's like, cool, good for you. What time do we start, did you say, or does it usually start?
We're going to meet there at 9:30 and then hopefully start by 10 o'clock.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, you guys do a great job, and I noticed the shirts that we've got going this year. And it's actually one of the better color shirts that I've ever seen, and a different type of design. I don't think that we've done tie-dye in the past, so this is great. So what lessons can you give to either the viewers and you have to be consistent and be nice, or when you go back to college and you're talking with your fellow students, what kind of lessons can you tell them?
Definitely at SobelCo, you notice how important culture is in the workplace. I mean, every day when I come into work every day, I can have a conversation with everyone. Everyone's so nice and friendly and really feels like a family here. So like when you are working on projects, whether it be an audit, CAS, tax, basically anything, you already have that relationship with the people, and it makes there's not that layer of uncomfortability with everyone. It's super easy to collaborate and get work done even more efficiently.
Thank you.
One key lesson I took away from this internship was to be adaptable to change, because things may be thrown at you that are like initially like intimidating, but that shouldn't stop you from taking on like a challenging task, because you'll learn from it.
And stretching yourself sometimes out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Like fundraising. I went to be an accountant, not fundraising. It's something that we've always talked about here, and I'm amazed at what you did. And I haven't even put up enough yet, but now I don't need to because you guys hit your goal, right? What lessons would you say?
So far working at SobelCo, I got the privilege of working at tax internship, and now I'm working at the audit internship. So working with both the departments, I got to know a lot of people. And then also with the fundraising project, I feel like I enhanced my people skills. So it's been nice. And also planning like fundraising events that would be like enjoyable with both people, like remote and in-person people.
So you can help advise our clients now as to if they wanted to do something like this, which I'd encourage all of our clients to do something like this to give back to their community. Anything you want to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the 2 months that I worked at SobelCo, besides the fact that I learned a ton about how the auditing process works and how to really set up for an audit, I learned how to effectively work in a team. So through the day of service, we had to work as a team together from day one to get towards our goal. And on top of that, we're just out doing regular work with audits. We're working on a team all the time, so you got to work together. You got to be able to collaborate. And then other things I learned was experience in preparing events, such as the barbecue, the Kahoot, and all that. I've never had experience in that before. Being able to prepare presentations for large groups of people. We had to present to Alan Sobel, who's the head of the SobelCo, and we also had to do presentations for the entire firm itself. So I would say we definitely learned a lot about how to prepare events, how to present in front of other coworkers. So
That's great, and I didn't even pick up on stuff like that, but that you had to go present in front of everybody. I've seen you on Teams multiple times talking about it. I felt bad for you many times because we know the way people are with Teams nowadays. You know, they just shut off and you're sitting there talking to crickets, and it makes it very difficult. It had nothing to do with you. It's the way the world's going, but you guys have really been trying. And I will say that the day of service, from my experience, I've been doing it, I don't know how many years we've been doing it, but I've participated in them all. The day is about the client or about the organization. Most of the time it's about our client, sometimes it hasn't been. The day is about the client, and then it's about you guys. Because interns do a fabulous job, and we're there to help work and help you to satisfy your goals as to what you did. So thank you very much for everything you're doing with this. We couldn't get this done without you. So with that, I want to thank everybody for watching SobelCo Insights. Please visit our YouTube channel for additional videos.